Hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever may be watching along at home. Welcome back to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. We've been a bit quiet for about 13 days now? I think the last stream was against Wolves, but tonight we've got Chelsea and Manchester United. So, something a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit different, but it's not really, is it? It's still Chelsea, and that's why we turn out, and that's why we sit and watch Chelsea, because, we totally want to see Chelsea do well. But tonight, it's going to be a different kind of game for them. There's a few changes once again. Quite glad I didn't stream in midweek, of course, with Chelsea and Brentford getting, I think it was a 0-0 draw, if I do recall correctly. Chelsea were a little bit unlucky to not get anything from the game, but also Brentford were putting on a lot of pressure for Chelsea. And to be honest, at the end of the day, you look at it and you're like, well, a point's a point, innit? And we've seen, haven't we, how Chelsea have fared against Brentford over the last few. Is that better? I don't know why it's done that. Thank you very much, Mish. Thank you very much. That could have been very embarrassing. Don't know why that cut out. Just need to update the score, scrolling across the bottom as well whilst I think about it. We will have a look at... Where's it gone? We will have a look at the scores on the doors at the moment, as well as those 3 o'clock kickoffs come in. Not as many, really, that have come through today. I'm trying to move my mic, but I don't want it to cut out like it just did there. Don't know quite why it did that. But thank you very much, Mish, for letting me know as quickly as possible. But anyway, back to the football and back to today. And... yes, as you can see, scrolling across the bottom is the scores from today. Forest, of course, got a fantastic result earlier on. Don't know if you watched the early kickoff, but if you did, you're in for a treat. Liverpool they didn't look bad, but they just didn't look like the Liverpool side that we're used to seeing over the last couple of years. One that has obviously won the Premier League, won the Champions League in the last few seasons as well. So, I don't know what's going on with that Liverpool side, having battered Rangers 7-1, beaten Manchester City, to go to Forest and lose. It really is a little bit here, there and everywhere. I think that's the best way to say it. I really think that's the best way to say it. Klopp to replace Gerrard at Villa at this rate, who knows? Who knows, Miche? Who absolutely knows? But what we will do is we'll just swap over. I'm just going to back off the Chelsea lineups for the time being, and we will just take a quick gander. We've got about 30 minutes anyway until kick-off. But we will... Why are you over there? Why are you up there? What you doing? Screen. Right, so there we are. As you can see, we're on SofaScore tonight, and as you can see, those are the full-time results across the board. Like I mentioned, Forest, a great result. It was a former Liverpool lad, actually, up front for Forest. His name eludes me at the moment, but scored a little tap-in. But they did create a few opportunities. I was impressed with a few people kicking around in that Liverpool lineup, in that Forest lineup against Liverpool today. I think we're yet to see the best from Nottingham Forest. You look at the amount of changes they've made. I think it's 22 people they've brought in. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of a while to find the glue and find the correct setup for them. And that is really what Liverpool Liverpool were seeing today was that Nottingham Forest gloom maybe starting to set just a little bit and them starting to do a little bit better. But Forest have so many players. I was looking, they didn't even use two fantastic signings from Huddersfield Town who they have in Harry Toffolo and Lewis O'Brien today, and those two are class players and didn't even use them. And that shows the depth of this squad right now. Afternoon to Fraser, who's just joined, and he's swapping accounts as well. Do be sure, if you haven't already, do be sure to follow Fraser. F1 clashes with match of the day this evening. It does unfortunately, but I am going live this evening for the F1 as well. Thank you for reminding me there, Mish. I am going live for the quali. It's at 10 to 11 I'm going to go live. Just going to sit, chill out. I'm home alone tonight, so... who knows? Fraser says, honestly, we are crap. Alisson is one of the best goalies. So unlucky to be in this crap team. He saves it every week. We get lucky. It was a fantastic. There was a couple of fantastic saves in there from Alisson. There was a couple of fantastic saves as well from Dean Henderson in that game as well. Henderson really, for me, was man of the match. He was absolutely everywhere in that Nottingham Forest goal, doing really, really well. James Milner as well, I think, played quite well considering he's come into that side. I just think Liverpool maybe tried to cruise this game a little bit too much. But as you can see, Everton have also come in with that full-time result then against Crystal Palace, and that's a huge result for Everton and for Frank Lampard. And, Everton have really looked like a side this season that is completely different to the side that we saw last season. And I think part of that is that 8 match rating, the number 17, Alex Iwobi. His form since he's moved in midfield has been absolutely fantastic. Lampard seems to be getting the best out of him, and it really seems to be a combination of that, and he's full of confidence as well. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, great to see him back on the score sheet. Would be perfect timing for Gareth Southgate if Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the final, 3 games of the season until the World Cup comes in, that if Dominic Calvert-Lewin could find the score sheet himself. And then, of course, Anthony Gordon getting himself a goal as well. But Alex Iwobi, 2 assists in that game, I do believe. Absolutely on top form at the moment, and showing that he actually is the nephew of JJ Okocha at times as well. Yusuf says, are we 3-0 up yet? I mean, considering the game's not kicked off yet, Yusuf, I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. Yusuf said he was going to join when we're 3-0 up, so he's clearly broken his rule. Trust me, if Alisson was in that Man City team, he would be world class. Everton look different gravy this season. Hate to say it. I'm going with a 1-1 draw for this game. Stupid Joe Gomez gave the ball away. Fraser seems very frustrated today. But Everton look fantastic at the moment, and I think what part of that is, if you look at that core of that team now, obviously they've got Idrissa Gueye back in the team, who, Everton fans loved him anyway. But if you look at that team now with Idrissa Gueye, Conor Cody, James Tarkowski, Jordan Pickford, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, that core is really, really strong. And then when you've got the likes of Alex Iwobi, Damari Gray, Anthony Gordon, all playing around them, it's going to be successful. It is going to be successful, and Frank Lampard might well have just sorted that debate between him and Stevie G. I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, look, Lampard's not on the same level as Stevie G." One of them's managed to keep his job at a mid-table side. The other one's just been sacked. So who knows? That debate will continue on, and let's have a look at Manchester City as well. Just a little point as well, whilst I think about FPL. I did captain Firmino today, so Liverpool's poor result did actually hinder me as well. Leandro Trossard got himself another goal today for Brighton, but it was 3-1 to Manchester City. Erling Haaland's 2 goals in the first half and a Kevin De Bruyne third goal was enough to let the citizens take home, well, I say take home, they were at home, but take all 3 points. And this Brighton side, they've done quite well. Obviously lost their manager. A 3-1 result, I think that's a very promising side. And side? What am I trying to say? A very promising sign. That's the word. A very promising sign. There we are. Just forgot the word sign. But yeah, it's a very promising sign, and of course, lots of room to build on. But that is all we're going to talk about for today's fixtures. Let me just have a look through Fraser's responses in a second. What's Fraser said? We had class delivery versus Forest, but we didn't take the chance. If we took our delivery chances, we would have won. Reckon if Núñez was playing, I'm just making sure the screen's on properly. Reckon if Núñez was playing, he would have. We would have won. Núñez is class with his movement. Haaland captain, as usual, says Fraser. I think Darwin Núñez, he was out today, wasn't he? I think he picked up a bit of a knock. Was it in midweek that Darwin Núñez picked up a little bit of a knock? And I believe Thiago was out as well. Naby Keita still looking to return. And there's someone else as well. Obviously, you've got no Jota and no Luis Diaz, which is always going to be a negative for Liverpool. But I think the delivery was all right, but the Firmino, I don't know if anyone paid close attention to Liverpool, but Firmino's movement, he was drifting out wide. He wasn't staying. Like I kept seeing, I was like, oh, someone whipped the ball in. Where's Firmino? He's not anywhere near. He stood out on that right hand side, trying to collect the room, trying to collect the ball, and I don't think going with that 4-4-2 today worked for Liverpool. I really don't think it worked for them. Harvey Elliott wasn't wide enough. He kept drifting in himself. Carvalho on that left-hand side again, he kept drifting in. And I think what they needed to do was just revert back to their basics. Go back to what their basics was today, Liverpool, which is a 4-3-3. And I think that would have worked better. Like, you look at that midfield, you can have your midfield three of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott and Fabinho. Harvey Elliott was good today, really good today, but then it allows Fabio Carvalho to pull the Nottingham Forest defence wider, and that's where the space would have been. And have Salah off that right-hand side where he is best. And there's no doubt for me he's best off that right-hand side. He looked a ghost today at times. Evening to Wiki, who has just seen join as well. What's Mish got to say? They got a goal back. They were still sort of playing. It's Man City after all. VAR pull need the mighty Ox to return. He did actually play today. Liverpool. Wiki says, big up Sam on the chat. Liverpool L today is hilarious. It's even better, Wiki, knowing that my uncle, who is a Liverpool fan, he came to see my parents today and got himself to the pub where they were meeting mum and dad for 12:30 in order to watch the football. So he got himself there nice and early, and he came over from that region, Warrington, Liverpool area. He came all that way, and they ended up losing, and I was very, very jealous. John Hand, evening to you, says Chelsea all the way. Yes, absolutely. Where was Thiago? He didn't have any injury news. No, Thiago was ill today for that Liverpool game. Thiago was ill. But that's enough Liverpool talk. It was a disaster class for them. We'll see how they pick themselves up in midweek. If they've got a midweek game, they must have a midweek game. Chelsea have a midweek game. We're all dead compact, aren't we, at the moment, with the football. So many games coming thick and fast, including Champions League and Carabao Cup as well the week before. But let's have a look at this Chelsea team then that has, again, made a few changes. I don't know if you've seen that really interesting interview between, was it Thomas Frank? It was the Brentford manager, Thomas Frank, and Graham Potter. And Thomas Frank asked him a fantastic question. What formation are you looking to build this on? And Graham Potter, of course, being, all honesty, all open, said the end goal isn't a formation. And I think that's really interesting because if you look at the way that Chelsea have played, they've played how Brighton have played. They've played how Chelsea played under Thomas Tuchel, and they've also played with a 4-3-3 at times, esque of Frank Lampard at Chelsea in that era. So I think it's really interesting that Graham Potter is coming in and going, right, look, there's a lot of good players in this squad who can play in different formations. Let's see which one works out the best. The formation isn't the end goal. The end goal is winning matches, and we will do whatever it takes to win matches. And that's what they're going to set themselves up to do today. And as you can see, again, Chelsea, despite starting with 5 defenders on, last time out, I believe they started with 3 because they were playing Ruben Loftus-Cheek as the wing back, and then they had Sterling as a wing back. So they're trying to play different players in different areas, and it should it should work for Chelsea. It could cause some, it could potentially cause some problems up front, but Aubameyang is absolutely clinical. Chelsea are going to beat Manchester United. Do let us know your score prediction, John, and anyone else who is in the chat. And Collins, evening to you. Go Chelsea. This is the Chelsea match. It most certainly is. We'll be on with it in about 15 minutes or so, Collins. We'll be on with it in about 15 minutes. So Chelsea start themselves off in goal. Kepa Arrizabalaga, get in the chat. Let us know your rating for Kepa Arrizabalaga so far this season. It was the game. Oh, which game was it? One of the last games we played. I think it was the game against Villa. He made a fantastic triple, maybe even a quadruple save. Kepa Arrizabalaga, and it was sensational. It's great to see him back. He had that fantastic opening season he had with Chelsea, which a lot of people tend to forget about, and then he lost that confidence. The confidence was taken out. Mendy got his spot and helped Chelsea win the Champions League. Mendy did, and you thought, he's out the door. He looked surplus to requirements, but he's back, Kepa, putting in fantastic performances, and Mendy's got a lot to prove. If he wants to come back in, especially as there was a few mistakes at the back end of last season, thinking about the games against Real Madrid, and there's been a couple of mistakes, particularly against Leeds as well from Mendy, which is maybe the reason he's been dropped for so long as well. The three across the back, I'm really pleased to see once again Trevor Chalobah retaining his spot. A little bit annoyed because I had Koulibaly in my fantasy football team, but we are back again with Trevor Chalobah. We all love him at Chelsea. We all do. He's really sort of maturing. There's still a couple of mistakes in there, don't get me wrong, but I think there are, when you're at that age as a footballer, I do think there's always going to be mistakes. By no means is he the end product. And to be alongside the likes of Azpilicueta, as you can see, and Thiago Silva tonight, will be a real boost of confidence for the young man. And like I say, those two are starting. Azpilicueta starting in that right wing back role. Typically, as we used to see Graham Potter at Brighton, Cucurella is going to be playing at that left centre back role, with Ben Chilwell just a little bit further forward. Obviously, if you think about where Chilwell plays in comparison to what would have happened at Brighton, then it would have more likely have been Sterling slotting in a Trossard role, if you will. But it could work quite nicely for us, and it gives us that extra attacking option. As we know, Ben Chilwell, a great attacking asset to have from that left-hand side, but having that extra attacking asset, a player who's quick, sharp, can play left centre-back, left mid, anywhere in Marc Cucurella, then that is absolutely what you want from Chelsea. The two across midfield, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho. Ruben Loftus-Cheek he's sort of getting a bit of an outside shout now, isn't he, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, of an England call-up. And let me know, chat, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is anywhere near that England squad? Is he just sort of sniffing around for a final position? He definitely offers something. A little bit different that we don't have in that midfield. Of course, he was part of the 2018 squad, so we know that Gareth Southgate likes Ruben Loftus-Cheek. If he continues the performances, though, surely he's got to be sniffing around the back end of that squad. He's definitely got to be sniffing around. Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount are the two just behind the striker, which is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So that front three, we're used to seeing that now. Mason Mount's in some fantastic form as well under Graham Potter, which is even better to see. Let's have a look through some comments. So John has said Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. That is John's prediction for today. I'll get back to mine once we've gone through the United squad as well. Mish says, will Aubameyang score for Mr. Potter today? I am going to go with... Yeah, he's going to get himself a goal. I think it's going to be... I'm going to save that, actually. I did a Super 6 prediction, which I've put down, so I guess I've got to stick with that. But hopefully... my Super 6 does come true. Nope, let's stop with the dream pipes. With the pipes dream. Yeah, nice, says Wiki. He doesn't think it. He won't be happy until he sees Martin Odegaard at a World Cup. Wiki will. Shame he's the wrong nationality. He should have signed for England. So should have Haaland. Haaland was born in Leeds. What a waste. Vin Gaming says Chelsea Chelsea 3, the winner, full points, 3 points for Chelsea. Aubameyang Mount to have made the goal, kept a clean sheet again. Best of the best, GK Vin Gaming. Full of confidence for Chelsea today. Great to see. Great to see. Loftus-Cheek has never had a full season starting for Chelsea. Let's get him there. That's fair enough, Wiki. That is fair enough. I do think he's a very good asset, and we just need to see if we can keep him in form, and maybe he starts adding a couple of goals, then he really will. Ask a couple of questions of Gareth Southgate, particularly with the Euros in a couple of years' time. Although he is 26, he could come at a beautiful time for us. 28 years old at the next Euros could be fantastic. Erdegaard is better than all your midfielders, though. Not this again. Not this again. You've got to love it. You've got to love it. Let's talk Manchester United then. We're about 10 minutes away from kick-off chat, so do let us know your score predictions. I'll let you know mine once we've gone through this side. Let's have a look then. Manchester United, not seen too much of them personally this season. Obviously, they struggled in those first 2 games, but they started to pick things up and turn things around a little bit. It was it a 2-0 win in midweek for Manchester United against Spurs. Of course, Manchester United's Ronaldo made the headlines. Vince from Indonesia, great to see, and thanks for stopping by and thanks for subscribing as well. Great to have you in the chat, mate, and do be sure to stick around as well if you do enjoy. But of course, Ronaldo, like I said, made the headlines this week, of course, storming away from the game halfway through. I know I've seen online that Mark Goldbridge and Speed were talking about that, and Speed was like his son had a doctor's appointment. I can't believe he tried to give Mark Goldbridge that spiel. But so that does mean that United are without Ronaldo. Take that as a positive, take that as a negative, however you wish to take it. But United are without Ronaldo tonight. They have, they've not won with Ronaldo in the side, or they've won like once with him in the side this season. So it could potentially be a positive for Manchester United. If there are any United fans in there, do let us know what your thoughts are on Cristiano Ronaldo and the whole situation. I will say he is gradually, with doing stuff like that, he is, of course, it's not going to tarnish his whole... He's not going to tarnish his whole reputation for his entire career, but it does make me wonder what his commitments actually to Manchester United are. And when he looked like he was going to move to Manchester City, I am now more and more convinced that he actually would have moved to Manchester City. More convinced than ever that he would have done that, to be honest with you. But Ronaldo aside, let's talk Manchester United. So here is the side for today. A 4-2-3-1 looks as if it's going to be that setup once again. David De Gea starts in goal today. He had a decent season last season. Let's see what he can do once again today. Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane and Diego Dalot are the 4 at the back. I'd be interested to see, considering with England's problems in defence in terms of players being fit. Obviously, we're looking at Reece James, who's out, and Kyle Walker doesn't look like he's going to be back for the World Cup. I am going to be intrigued to see what Luke Shaw can do, because we definitely need Luke Shaw, and if Harry Maguire or Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes on, I'm going to be interested to see what they can do, because if England are going to have any success this season, we will need to bring one of those players in at the top of their form, because England looking a little bit light in defence at the moment, especially John Stones is out injured as well at the moment, has played very little game time, but that's just me being selfish completely and entirely from an English perspective. Next up we have got, for some reason I've decided that if you can see me ducking, it's because for some reason, and I can't show you, but there is a handle, so this is where my camera is, there is a handle here, and I don't know if I can move it. Well, without moving the camera, no. But it's right in the way, and I don't know why I've done this to myself. But I'm going to try and fix it now whilst we go through the other side. Right, let's have a look. Can I twist this? Will that do? Will this twist that way? Oh, Oh, this might work. There we are. Right, let's talk midfield. We've got Christian Eriksen, who does return for Manchester United once again tonight. There is a lot of top talent. Is that am I back being level? I think I'm back being level. Is that level? It looks it. I'll sort it. Christian Eriksen. There's a lot of big names in this Manchester United side kicking around now, especially if you include Ronaldo in that discussion. Rafa Varane, Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, Antony, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, David De Gea. So many big names. And they've got them littered across that midfield with Casemiro in there, Antony, who's made a great start to life in Manchester, and of course Bruno Fernandes, the captain for tonight, and Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford starting up front for Manchester United. It's going to be interesting to see how they line up. Like I say, I've not seen them too much this season in terms of what they can do. Obviously, I know the struggles that they've been through, particularly in the early stages of the season. If I can get my words out. But if I am correct, they did also beat Arsenal as well, which is a bit of a nicety for them. Definitely a bit of a nice thing for them. Right, let's have a look. Let's swap over to this screen again. I'll try and... Is that level? That looks about level. Someone tell me if that's level. Let's have a look. My score prediction, as I've just seen Vin Gaming, just seen Vin asking, what's my score prediction? My score prediction for today's game is I'm going to back Chelsea and I'm going to go with 2-1 to Chelsea for today's game. That is my prediction. I'm semi-confident that we can do a decent job today. And I think, if there's ever a time for us to beat Manchester United, number one, we're in fantastic form. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination. United have taken a lot of steps away from where they were at the beginning of the season. And, of course, under... what was his name? Who was the manager before Erik ten Hag? What was his name? I could never pronounce his name anyway. So I'm not even going to try. I can't remember it off the top of my head either way. But they've made a lot of steps forward in their pursuit of the top four this season, and I am fully expecting United to not be a walkover today, not be a walkover whatsoever, and them actually, put in a decent shift themselves. So that is my score prediction. I'm going to go with 2-1. Aubameyang to find the back of the net, and also Mason Mount as well to find the back of the net. That is my score prediction. Let us know your score prediction. Get in the chat. Let us know what your thoughts and feelings are about this game. If you're a United fan as well, do let us know as well, because that's even better. We like to hear from both sides. Apologies, just turning this down. For some reason, my laptop has this weird thing that when I'm watching, obviously when I'm doing a live stream, and then I'm watching on my other screen, which is my TV, it doesn't let me play the sound through the TV. And I don't know why it has started doing it there. Don't know. Yes. Ralph Rang, whatever his name was. Him. Yes, that was it. Thank you very much. Fraser's gone with a 1-1 result. England aren't having any success, bro. You've seen them play. Yeah, I definitely have. Evening to Anand as well. Why are we all Chelsea today, aren't we? Yeah, it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo is as well, by the sounds of things. And yeah, so we're a couple of moments away. We're about 2 minutes or so away from kickoff. If you haven't already, guys, just a quick appeal to you all. I don't know why I looked over here. There's no camera over here. A quick appeal to you all, guys. If you could, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well if you are new. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're nearly at 10,000 followers on TikTok. We're still edging ever closer. And Instagram, we're on 2,500 or something like that, 2.3k, something like that. So YouTube's lagging behind a little bit. So if you could help me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And do be sure as well to check me out on TikTok, Redgate-Large, or on Instagram, which is SRL Sport, my initials Sport, because I've got a personal account as well on Instagram. Of course I have. Of course I have. Right, that's quite high up. So can I just angle that down a little bit? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. Right. couple of moments away from kickoff here. Zooming in. Ooh, that's interesting. Manchester United 0 goal difference, but only 1 point behind Chelsea. Chelsea, with a win today, can go equal on points with Tottenham Hotspur. And then you've got to question, is that a bad result for Chelsea? Bad start to the season? Not too bad. Graham Potter definitely has turned it round thus far, if that is the case, if we can get a win today. United, if they get a win, will be 1 point behind as well. Anand's prediction is 2-0 to Chelsea. Quite a lot of positivity towards Chelsea. Mish has gone with 3-2 to Aubameyang. Thomas Tuchel hacking your sound system. Tommy T would never do that to me. He knows how much I love him. He definitely does. He definitely does. I have quite a funny photo of me from my birthday. Obviously, Graham Potter. My birthday is the 9th of September. And Graham Potter was announced on the 8th or something like that. Oh my god, that just completely lagged. And I think we're underway here. I do apologise because the thing just reset itself randomly. And I don't know why it's done that. Right, now we are underway. So let's stop. There we are. Let's get ourselves underway. That just completely lagged. Right. Yeah, and so there's quite a funny photo of me with Thomas Tuchel. I say with Thomas Tuchel, with a picture of Thomas Tuchel at Stamford Bridge before it had been taken down. Literally the next hour it got taken down. So it was a sad time. It was a sad time for me. Right, let's put some background noise on. Hopefully you guys won't be able to hear anything coming through from my microphone coming through. Right, and we've just had a view from the stands. Do be sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to A View from the Stands as well. Big up Sam and the chat from Cologne. Just shared my your stream on my community tab, mate. Heading back to edit and then onto a beer. Enjoy the beers, and thank you very much for sharing my stream, Josh. Really do appreciate it. But enjoy Cologne as well. I've heard it's a fantastic place. Never been myself. Erin's been a couple of times actually. Had German exchange when we were at school, was there. Obviously I wasn't very good at German, so I didn't go on the German exchange and I didn't quite fancy it. But we are underway here, ladies and gents, at Stamford Bridge. Let's see who gets the better start in this game as Rashford gives the ball away to Raheem Sterling there on the halfway line. Here's Loftus-Cheek looking to clip that one down the line. That was well read by Diego Dalot, but won back by Ben Chilwell. Here is Raheem Sterling. Oh, he's offside. Right, that explains why he slowed himself down. That is why he slowed himself down. Goetze. Why does that sound like Goetze? Goetze. Nice. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. It's been a really interesting few weeks in the Premier League this at the moment, hasn't it? Really interesting few weeks. No one quite looks like they're at top scintillating form at the moment, do they? No one quite looks there. But you never know. You never know. Chelsea come into this, of course, off that 0-0 draw against Brentford. It was a little bit disappointing, the way that Chelsea went about that game. There was a lot of progression that Chelsea have made under Graham Potter in particular over the last few weeks. And it almost looked like Chelsea were a little bit unsure of what their role is. And maybe that is part of the problem with the way that Graham Potter is going about today. I say today, around the way that he's using the club, is that he's not keeping a particular formation. He's playing the players who he thinks will work best for other different bits and bobs. It's a little bit confusing the way that he's rolling with it, and you know, maybe that's what we saw against Brentford. Don't get me wrong, Brentford were good, but I think Chelsea had an extra level in there, but we just didn't see it in midweek. But 3 minutes in, let's see who settles into this game the fastest. Let's see who can get the ball down, and move it around as well. Don't forget as well, guys, later on this evening for qualification. Why have I ever called it qualification? For qualifying, that's what I meant to say, for the F1, we will be going live about 10 to 11. We're just going to chill out. That's going to be a nice chill stream. We're just going to sit and we're going to watch the F1. I was going to do it anyway, so I thought, why not bring some of you guys along as well? So if you are up and you are kicking around at that point, do let us know. Klopp's excuse after today's defeat is that Forest made the most signings this summer, which Liverpool can't do. Oh, God, that is a poor excuse. That is a real poor excuse, Anand, isn't it? A really poor excuse. I mean, Liverpool can make as many signings as they wish. I get that they're a self-sufficient side in the sense that any money has to come through the club, but they can make as many signings as they want. They don't have to be marquee signings, do they? If you look at some of the deals they got, like Harry Toffolo and Lewis O'Brien, 10 mil a piece from Huddersfield. That's good work for me. I thought that was a absolute steal. It might have even been 5 mil each and 10 mil in total, but absolute steal. Definitely an absolute steal. Right. Let's talk Chelsea, though. That's enough Liverpool talk today. I know they're a bit of the talk of the town. Maybe we will see one of these two teams become the talk of the town today with a good result, and maybe one with a bad result as well. Ben Chilwell taking a throw in down this left-hand side. He's going to try and unleash Raheem Sterling, who's being marked closely there by Diego Dallo. Raheem Sterling, of course, I expect to hear a few boos from the United end. Former Manchester City player, of course, who signed for Chelsea over that summer transfer window. Commentator just saying Kepa has been reborn, and I don't think that is an understatement whatsoever. Fantastic player over the last few weeks, and he's shown great character as well. Rashford's making a good run there if Luke Shaw wants to use it, and opted out of it instead, playing it to Jadon Sancho. Nice English core to both of these two sides, which is good to see from a World Cup perspective. Here's Rafa Varane. I've actually not watched Casemiro in a Manchester United shirt either, so I'm excited to see that with Varane and Casemiro, two former Real Madrid players, playing in the centre of midfield. Anthony briefly made it into my fantasy football team. I then decided to swap him out for Phil Foden, and of course Pep Roulette came in and impacted me massively. Casemiro clips one forward over towards that left hand side, looking for Jadon Sancho. Sancho up against Chalobah. Sancho still tries to work a little bit of room, but he's given the ball to Mason Mount there. He's not in his England shirt now, Jadon Sancho. He's just giving it straight to him there in a really advanced position, and Chalobah tries to clear it himself. Dalot gets the ball down. It's headed by Loftus-Cheek, and he's managed to free up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with that header. Here is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, pulls it across the box. It's a little bit too high and too hard there for Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount, and goes out the other side for a throw-in. I mean, it was good work there from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He broke up the play, the ball pinged up into the air. He's then able to head the ball down into the channel. Good turn of pace from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And the cross itself just, I mean, he couldn't really do too much more in terms of, if you look where the United players are, it needed to go in the air in order to find its way through to either Sterling or Mount. But he's just put too much on it, and it's gone out of play for a throw-in. Let's have a look at the win probability. 46% win probability for Chelsea and 25% to Manchester United. 29% chance of this game being a draw. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. It's going to be a real clash of the Titans. Expect to see particularly Chelsea and Manchester, well, both sides fighting for those top four positions this season. There seems to be a lot of teams trying to fit into four positions, isn't it? Trying to fit a lot into four positions with, of course, Arsenal, Spurs, Tottenham. Arsenal, Spurs? Yes, I said that right. Arsenal, Spurs, and then I said Tottenham. Arsenal, Spurs, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, Newcastle, all gunning for European places. Not everyone can get in there, and of course West Ham will be like, we still want to try and get ourselves into there as well. Brighton as well. Here's Luke Shaw bursting up the field, and he's driven that one across the box, and never really going to challenge Kepa Arrizabalaga there. Anand says, bye, got to go. Hopefully Chelsea win. See you in a bit, Anand. Hopefully see you on the next stream. But that was actually that was a decent effort there from Luke Shaw as he burst forward through the legs of Trevor Chalobah, but always got him wide and always moving away from the goal as well for the England fullback. Chalobah down the line to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta into Jorginho. Chalobah. Kepa. Chelsea just trying to build out from the back here. Of course, they are at home, so they've got that 12th man in the shed end, and of course the rest of Stamford Bridge as well. Got that 12th man behind them in the crowd and the fans behind the goal. Mason Mount, good turn there as he nicks the ball. He looks to roll that one forward, but Casemiro breaks up the play nicely. Mount just managed to wriggle free there from Christian Eriksen. Azpilicueta's just gone down here. Of course, he's wearing the... I'm not sure what happened there between him and Sancho. I think they just caught each other. I'm not quite sure. I think is... Jadon Sancho maybe stepped it as he sort of like bounced up off his step. He caught Azpilicueta in the face. I'm not quite sure what happened there between the two of them. A little bit clumsy between them, but all handshakes and everything. I was just going to say, Azpilicueta, of course, today wearing the LGBTQIA plus inclusivity flag on his captain's armband. I'm not sure what you actually call it anymore. Is it Pride? Is that the correct phrase? Do excuse me if I'm wrong, but that is the first. Is it a first of 2 weekends of continued support? Obviously, we do continue our support to show that football is for everyone and anyone, no matter your background or your sexuality or whatever. As long as you're a human being. Who knows in the future? Maybe even if you're not a human being, but as long as you're a human being. You can play football, and that's absolutely correct. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Bruno Fernandes goes down the line there, looking for Anthony on that right-hand side. Anthony drops it back into Bruno Fernandes once again. Casemiro looking down the line there, well read by Raheem Sterling though. Neither side really started overly quickly. I must say, neither side has burst out of the blocks like I maybe had anticipated, but plenty of time, of course, still left to play. 80 minutes left on the clock. Diego Dalot nearly gets himself in a little bit of trouble there. It could be quite a cagey affair, this game. I must say, it could be quite a cagey affair, because neither side wants to lose it. If Chelsea win, of course, they go level on points with their local rivals Tottenham Hotspur. If United lose though, they then drop further points behind Chelsea, of course, and that gap is then to them and Spurs, so then they're 4 points off top four. If United win, of course, they go above Chelsea, so there's a lot to play for, even just this early on in the season, and that's a decent attempt there from Anthony, who received the ball at the edge of the box, shot turned. It was a good save by Kepa Arrizabalaga to turn that one round the post. Hopefully you can still see me all right. This is a new light. It's absolutely massive. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's absolutely massive, I tell you what. Hopefully it keeps me lit well tonight. It's going to be whipped in there by Jadon Sancho across the box. Ooh. I mean, there looked like a bit of a miscommunication there. Eventually the call got through to Chalobah. Eventually the ball got through and the call got through to Trevor Chalobah there to leave that one. I'm not quite sure. Oof. It's gone all the way through the Chelsea defenders. Fortunately for Chelsea, there was no one at that back post. Has it come off Ruben Loftus-Cheek there? Referee says no, it hasn't, but it did look like it had just skimmed its way through off Ruben Loftus-Cheek, RLC. is Aspilicueta. Good drop of the shoulder there to get away from Luke Shaw into Mason Mount, who's going to whip the ball in towards Aubameyang, and that's great defending there from Rafa Varane. Got to do more to get past the 28-year-old, but it's a good ball in from Mason Mount, and good movement as well from Aubameyang to cause a few problems of the United defenders. It's better from Chelsea. Better from Chelsea already. Sterling is going to whip this one in onto the head of Trevor Chalobah. Comes out again towards Marc Cucurella. And Cucurella has to go all the way back to Kepa there. I'm not sure that was the only option that he had. Dalot really well in the air there. Chelsea win the ball back again though. Neither side really keeping possession for too long and doing much with it when they've got the ball in the opening stages. Here's Ben Chilwell. Can he do maybe a little bit more with it? Loftus-Cheek picks up the ball, starts driving, rolls it back into Chilwell, who goes down the line to Sterling there. It was a bit of a hospital ball from Ben Chilwell there, and Rafa Varane somehow manages to run that one out of play there. Completely all by himself there, the Frenchman. The French centre-half completely against, well, not even under any pressure really. Not under any pressure at all. Chilwell for a longer throw in there, in towards the box. Cleared as far as Trevor Chalobah, that throw in. Looks out wide for Aspilicueta. The pass was a little bit poor to his captain there from Trevor Chalobah. Here is Mason Mount again, turning himself back out. Jorginho trying to... He's a little bit pinball-y at the moment. I tell you what, neither side keeping hold of the ball whatsoever. Here's Christian Eriksen. Eriksen drops it back into Casemiro, who's put a good switch in there to find Antony. Here is Antony trying to use those fast feet of his to get away from Marc Cucurella, but has to go back to Rafa Varane instead. Antony into Diego Dalot. Dalot looks back for Antony again. Ben Chilwell's read that though, and he tries to get the ball back off him. Is there a foul in there on Antony? Referee waves play on. Here is I nearly said Victor Lindelof there. I meant Lisandro Martinez. Bruno Fernandes, great ball into Jadon Sancho. Sancho back to Fernandes. Here's Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw back into Sancho. Is Sancho offside there? I think he is, isn't he? He is, yep. I thought he was. Just overplayed it. Just overplayed it there, Manchester United. They got themselves into a really, really good position, and I think when Sancho rolls this back to Bruno Fernandes, I think maybe Bruno should take a strike at goal here. Yeah, I think he should go for it. I know there's bodies in front of him, but ultimately you've ended up with the players being offside, so I think he maybe should have given that one a go. Better football, though, from Manchester United there, definitely. 64% of possession as well for United so far. So, despite me saying it's been a little bit cagey and pinball-y at the moment, United dominating the possession stat, but the main stat that matters, that Chelsea scoreline, is Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0 at the moment. Thiago Silva finds Trevor Chalobah. If you are in the chat, guys, do get in the chat and have a bit of a discussion around the game so far. Thiago Silva. Marc Cucurella. Oh, Loftus-Cheek again. Poor touch that time, though, from him. Couldn't quite get the ball down. Jorginho headers the ball back forward. Sterling wins it back. Jorginho skips past one, skips past two, drops it into Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Here is Raheem Sterling once again. Move the ball faster, just a little bit faster, Chelsea, and the gaps will occur. But United putting a good press on. Thiago Silva's going to switch one, and that wasn't one of the Brazilians' best as he looked for his captain. Cesar Azpilicueta on that right-hand side. What do we all make? What do we make of Reece James's green haircut, first of all? I'm not too sure on that. It does kind of look like a Christmas tree. But what do we all make of Raheem Sterling's start to life in a Chelsea shirt? He's currently Chelsea's top goal scorer. Whether Mason Mount will overtake him soon is probably imminent, considering Mount scored, 2 the last time out, so he can't be too far off it. Can't be too far off him whatsoever. That's a good ball over the top towards Bruno Fernandes there. He's had to cut back on himself, though, thanks to the good defensive play from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But I'm not sure Sterling's quite hit the heights at the moment that we would maybe anticipate. And maybe that's where the questions have arisen from Pep, particularly of why he would like to sell Raheem Sterling, because maybe he isn't the... Maybe he plays well in particular styles of play rather than being someone who's going to win you a game. Maybe he's a world-class player in a certain setup. Maybe that's what Chelsea are going to be learning here as Jadon Sancho goes down that left-hand side into Christian Eriksen, who looked for the return there, and Jadon Sancho just wasn't quite on the same wavelength as Christian Eriksen there. Not quite on the same wavelength. Fraser says, just playing Ultimate Team at the moment, so can't chat. No worries. I've not got the new Ultimate Team, I must say, Fraser. I've not got the new FIFA at the moment, which is a little bit surprising for me, considering I normally get it for... I normally get it myself for my birthday. But this year, it's not happened. It's not happened, unfortunately. Because I decided against it. I thought, I'm 23 now. I've got to grow up at some point. But every week that goes by, I want FIFA just slightly more. What do you think the final score will be? My prediction, John, I actually went with a similar prediction to yourself, and I went with 2-1 to Chelsea. I think it'll be a close affair at the moment, and at the moment it is. Anthony into a little bit of space there, rolls the ball into Jadon Sancho. Sancho tries to cut back. Has he kept that in? No, it's gone out of play for a goal kick. It has gone out of play for a goal kick. He looks like a grass block on Minecraft. He definitely does, Fraser. It's a questionable haircut from Reece James. It is very Reece James, though, to turn up with a random colour in his hair. To quote McFly, he's that weirdo with 5 colours in his hair. Yeah, I've just quoted McFly on a live stream, ladies and gents. That's the level we're at the moment. That is the level we are at. United are having to be patient at the moment, but Chelsea... Mason Mount just fouls Casemiro as I say that. But Chelsea yet to really show any momentum and carry the ball and keep the ball for too long. United looking like they are the side who are going to at least threaten the Chelsea goal, or at least threaten the goal generally first. Christian Eriksen then over this free kick. About 45 yards out. Rolls it instead to Bruno Fernandes, who finds Luke Shaw. Look, I don't know why you've done that. I'm not going to lie. Now Chelsea are pressing. Let's see if it's the commentator's curse or if they can get something from this. Sancho finds Bruno Fernandes, rolls it into Anthony. I keep thinking that's Delo because Anthony's 21, kit number, and Delo is, what, 20? I keep getting them muddled up. Going on an evening run. I'll be there for F1 quali. No worries. How far are you off, Mish? How far are you off, Mish? What are you going to do to celebrate your birthday today? It's not my birthday today, John, I'm afraid. My birthday was last month. But I'm just chilling. Another free kick then for Manchester United. Nearly 23 minutes on the clock. Marcus Rashford, of course, did score a free kick against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. It was a cracking free kick as well. Had the dip, swerve and curve. One the F2 would have been proud of. But Christian Eriksen is also there. A couple of options for Manchester United. It is Rashford, and it's straight into Jorginho, who had just stood behind the wall there. And Mason Mount now trying to get the ball out. And Trevor Chalobah able to clear. Come on, Chelsea. Let's up it then, lads. Let's up it, lads. Definitely need something to happen here for Chelsea, because first 20 minutes they've been second best. It's not been poor, but they've not got themselves on the ball. They've not looked like they're going to be able to counter attack, and that's really what we want and desire, really, isn't it? To get ourselves forward, especially when you're at home as well. You should be willing to take the team to the opposition. Chelsea don't quite look like they're going to do that at the moment. Luke Shaw with a throw in there into Marcus Rashford. Lovely 1-2 between the two of them. Nice exchange. Rashford skips by one. Drives into some space. Out wide to Jadon Sancho. Good feet between the two of them. Here is Jadon Sancho again, who's trying to wriggle a bit of room, and he's not done very well there. I think that was Trevor Chalobah, actually, who got his foot in. You're 1k off 50k. Now, I don't know, Fraser, if you're on about Ultimate Team, or if you're on about, how many subscribers you've got, and that's slightly trying to hit 50k by next week. I'm assuming you're on about subscribers, but I guess that's a happy coincidence to have, that you could have the same amount of money as you do subscribers on FIFA. I also do, but I also only have 800 coins, which isn't quite as impressive. Here's Bruno Fernandes, who rolls it into Anthony, who clips the ball forward there. Oh, Kepa has just gifted Manchester United a corner there. The spin on the ball, I think, caused him a few problems there. Didn't quite know where that was going to fall for him, Kepa, and he didn't need to touch it. He didn't need to try and stop it, and you can see the instant. Well, if you're a lip reader, you can see what he said there. I'm not going to repeat it, but you can see what he said there. He was very annoyed with himself as the ball spun off and behind. Yep. Manchester United corner then. Here's Bruno Fernandes back into Christian Eriksen. They keep taking these short, don't they? Sancho. Oh, they try to pull it back again. United, just get the ball in the box. Just get the ball in the box. Like, they're overcomplicating this. I understand trying something new, but every time they've done a short free kick or a short corner, it's just ended up in the ball not even getting anywhere near the box. They're trying to create some space for players to move into, but it's just not quite working for them at the moment. And surely Chelsea are going to switch onto that now. They've done it twice. They've played the ball short from a corner or a free kick. Surely Chelsea switch onto that. Eriksen looks forward, and Anthony and Delo get themselves in each other's way. Nice one, Fraser. That is pretty impressive, mate. That is pretty impressive. Hopefully you get monetized soon as well, mate. And that'll be the dream for you. That'll be the dream for you. There's motion at your front door. I don't think there is. Donny van der Beek. They were just talking about Donny van der Beek. God, what a blast from the past that was. Unfortunately. I remember the hype. Oh, Fraser's just packed Haaland. Good stuff, Fraser. Good stuff. That'll make your day. Well played there by Casemiro. Rolls it into Rashford! Saved by Kepa Arrizabalaga. The ball was won back really high up there by Casemiro, who then just rolled the ball through to Marcus Rashford. I thought he was going to score there, to be honest with you. Kepa did really well to make himself nice and big. Chelsea, maybe a warning sign for them. Second best so far. Ben Chilwell gives the ball away to Anthony. Anthony into Dalot. Varane. Casemiro once again. Eriksen. Big switch from Christian Eriksen there, and wasn't able to get the ball down there. Wasn't able at all, and Luke Shaw might have just got himself in a little bit of trouble there. trying to hold up the play. Is Aspilicueta look to take the throw in quickly. Untradeable. Oh well, you get to use him, Fraser. You get to use him. He's a lengthy boy. Yeah, I'm not quite sure there was much need from Luke Shaw there. Pun intended. Yeah, I'm not sure that there was... That's really distracting me now that I've just said his name in the sentence. Chelsea are really being put under pressure here. It was a great ball from Casemiro. If that first touch for Rashford on that occasion, if that first touch for Rashford's better, and he doesn't quite take himself quite as wide, I think that's a... It should be a goal from Marcus Rashford there. It should be a goal. Of course, Marcus Rashford, early part of this season, did win Player of the Month and looks a little bit rejuvenated, I think is the best way to say it. He looks a little bit revitalised as a player under Erik ten Hag, considering his play under Ralph Rangnick. I still don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to know how to pronounce his name. Rangnick? Is that it? I don't know. But the important part is Rashford looks back, and maybe back to his best as well. Good dummy from Anthony there as he looks to find Bruno Fernandes. Here is Anthony once again. I think they've given it offside, have they? Because Anthony didn't touch the ball initially. Oh, nice. Fraser's got a bit of pat luck by the sounds of it. A bit of pat luck. F1 2022 is free to play this weekend as well, Fraser, if you fancy getting on it. .30 minutes on the clock. Still Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. God, we need something to happen in this game. We need something to happen in this game to really spark some life into it, because it's getting in the way, particularly for Chelsea, that United are starting to dominate this game. They've given the ball away again here. Casemiro looks forward towards Bruno Fernandes. It's brought down though by Jorginho, who rolls it into Mason Mount. Can they get themselves an opportunity against the run of play here, Chelsea? Here's Raheem Sterling, finds Jorginho. Loftus-Cheek back into Jorginho once again. Jorginho needs some options further forward though, and that pass in towards Mason Mount. Was he fouled there? I think there was an initial foul from Anthony on Jorginho, who has just got himself in the book there, Anthony has, and I think that was for something he said, more so than the tackle. Yeah, he does get there late on Jorginho. Not sure there was too much debate in that, and the stare down he gave the referee wasn't the most pleasant from the Brazilian. I'm not sure there was too much need in the foul either way. Got F1 23 already, haven't played it since September. How have you got F1 23? The latest one is 2022. Yeah, completed it, mate, completed it. Cucurella. Back into Kepa. United's press at the moment is so solid. They just keep pressing and keep pressing. Chelsea can't get a way out. We've got a little bit of luck here as Ben Chilwell's pass was played off. I think it was Diego Dalot, so they've managed to get themselves up the field here. Here is Ben Chilwell back into Marc Cucurella. Oh, the commentator just trying to beat me to saying the word Cucurella there. Cucurella! Here's Chalobah. Can you remove Forest 1, Liverpool 0? Now I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy that. Is that Mateo Kovacic looking like he's going to be introduced into the game already? Potentially. Marcus Rashford leads a counter-attack though for Manchester United. Rashford has support from Anthony. Rashford! Good save by Kepa Arrizabalaga. It's going to come out towards Christian Eriksen, who manages to poke that one towards Luke Shaw. It was a good counter-attack once again. Rashford looks sharp. Rashford looks very, very sharp here for Manchester United already. Sancho. on that left-hand side, looking for Christian Eriksen. Mount tries to put a little bit of that defensive shift in. We need as many players in here as possible. Varane drives forward, rolls it out wide to Anthony. Could this be the opportunity? Cross the box, it's just slightly too high there for Casemiro. Comes out to Jadon Sancho. Safely into the hands of Kepa Arrizabalaga. Balaga. United are putting such a press on. Such a press. And really causing Chelsea some problems. Really causing them some problems. Jesus. Chelsea just look miles away from the pace. It was a good save again from Kepa too. Strong saves from Kepa Arrizabalaga. Time's gone by. You've got to feel like they would be in the back of the net. But he looks full of confidence, and rightly so. He's playing absolutely fantastic so far, and keeping Chelsea in the game here. As Jorginho fouls one of the United players there. The ref was about to blow the whistle, but I think he's waved play on in the end. I imagine Jorginho will find himself into the book there, very similar to the one from Anthony moments earlier on Jorginho. Cucurella might be the man coming off for Chelsea. So Graham Potter's had enough already, and he wants to pack that midfield. I mean, you've got 5 substitutes, so why not? Why not? That is maybe part of the joy of having 5 substitutes at this current moment in time, is that you can make one in the 35th minute and not really have too many problems. Evening to Brain and Flabby, who says, subbed, have a good stream, man. Thank you very much for subscribing, dude. Do let us know your score predictions for the rest of the game. Chelsea need to get I'm really struggling to read that. Apologies, Brain. Chelsea need to get to back 3. They're currently set up as a back 5. I think we're going to a 4 at the back, though. I imagine that's what I'm anticipating. Look, Kovacic is coming on, guys. Kovacic is coming on. And Sterling is in plenty of space here. Raheem Sterling rolls it out to Azpilicueta. Oh, across the box. That could have changed Cucurella's destiny here. But I think Marc Cucurella is going to be coming off sooner rather than later. Kovacic ready, warm and stripped. Ready, warm and stripped. Flabby saying 1-0 to Chelsea, hopefully. I've gone with 2-1. I think it's going to be close. Let's see who's coming off then for Chelsea. It is Marc Cucurella. So within 35 minutes... This is bold. This is very bold from Graham Potter. But I think the change needed to be made. I've been saying, look, they've been dominating United. They've been dominating. Something needs to change. And it looks now, just looking instantly from the way that they've set up from that, it looks like a 4-1-2-1-2. With Jorginho sitting at the bottom of that pyramid, Mount at the top of the pyramid, and Sterling and Aubameyang up front as well. Maybe that's going to allow them to be able to break up, put Mount on Casemiro, work and harry on Casemiro and Christian Eriksen. And, I don't know why Lisandro Martinez did that. And it's all kicking off a little bit there. Luke Shaw, his England teammate, comes in to disturb Mason Mount there, but I'm not sure what Lisandro Martinez was thinking there, considering he's 5'0", and he's the one trying to get into some fights. Not quite sure what he's doing there, but they're just getting a little bit too carried away there. They're both trying to nick the ball off each other, and there was just a little bit of afters there, just a little bit of afters. Not sure it was overly needed. Not sure it was overly needed whatsoever. But what I was saying was that Mount looks like he's going to be able to now, from that more sort of in behind the striker position, which has allowed him to swap into this 4-1-2-1-2. He looks like he might be able to put a bit of a press on further up the field, and which will hopefully give Casemiro and Christian Eriksen a little bit less time to dictate the play, because Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek have a lot more time, to do what they want to do, and they can focus on other things, particularly the runs from Marcus Rashford. Kovacic just fouled there by Casemiro. My watch is telling me to get moving. What do you want me to do? I'm in a room by myself. What do you want me to do, Mr. Watch? What do you want me to do? Half time, I'm just going to nip to the loo. We've got about 8 minutes, so I'm going to nip to the loo. I'm going to turn some more lights on as well as Aspilicueta. Oh my gosh! Aubameyang about 2 inches wide there. It was good play up the right-hand side. Ended up falling to Raheem Sterling, who poked it in towards the striker, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He just managed to get a toe on it. And then Aubameyang, oh, it's an absolute P-roller. It's a grass cutter. And it gets its way through. And it's inches wide. Inches wide. Good effort from Aubameyang. And, you know, you look at Chelsea last season, and I know that obviously Aubameyang's missed that. But if that falls to Lukaku there, I do not trust him to even think about taking a shot. Same with Havertz. And I think that's what Chelsea have just been missing. Someone who's confident and is just going to go, look, the ball's fallen to me, let's whack it, let's try it at the back of the net. I think that's what Chelsea have been missing. And that's why I'm happy that Aubameyang's here, particularly for the season, until maybe the availability of a better striker, or a younger striker, maybe not even a better striker, but a younger striker becomes available. Still rumours as well, murmurings about Cristiano Ronaldo potentially coming to Chelsea. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel was the only reason that fell through. And maybe that's where they'll go. 36 years old, 37 years old now, Cristiano Ronaldo. It'd be a quick fix, but again, can you turn down Cristiano Ronaldo? I know he's not been great so far for Manchester United this season, but can you turn it down? That is the question. And Todd Bowley ultimately has the deciding factor in that. Otherwise, he'll do what he did Thomas Tuchel and give you the sack. That's a good run from Diego Dalot down the right-hand side as he looks for Bruno Fernandes's feet. Finds Anthony, who finds Christian Eriksen, who might line one up from range. And always going wide, that one. Evening to Curved, who's just joined. He says, excellent commentary. Thank you, Curved. You do make my head bigger. Ronaldo is in the under-21s, apparently. Imagine playing versus him. You'd want his shirt. You definitely would want his shirt. Wouldn't you? Playing the under-21s. But be a little bit scary as well. If you're a junior footballer and you've turned up and you're like, why is Cristiano Ronaldo there? Why is he there? They'd have to have proper security to that. That's a great ball from Chilwell. Oh my gosh, Aubameyang just needed to connect more with it. Much better from Chelsea. Much better from Chelsea, and I think the position change, the formation change has really helped them so far in that change of emphasis. And that was a good run from Aubameyang. Again, another thing we were missing last season is just making that run. That's intercepted nicely from Jorginho. And Christian Eriksen's definitely fouled Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Brain says better from Chelsea. That was much better from Chelsea, I must say. That ball in from Ben Chilwell was delightful as well. Curled in towards the box. Aubameyang, he tries to bring it down. I think he should maybe just try and put the side of his foot onto it instead of trying to bring it down. Easy for me to say though. Sat in a room at the top of my house. Probably easier said than done, I must say. How did I become a Chelsea supporter? That is a very good question, John. I became a Chelsea supporter when I was about 4 or 5 because my family, my brother's a football fan, but in terms of parental, my parents don't support a football side. My dad has no interest in football. He'll watch England, but he has no interest in club football, and my mum also has no interest, so I had no real affiliation. And so growing up at the age of 5 or 6, born in 1999, so early 2000s football, of course Chelsea were absolutely everywhere, and you grow up watching the teams that are on Match of the Day week in, week out. I didn't go to many games myself when I was younger, in terms of football games generally, because of Loftus-Cheek manages to squeeze one through, ends up going into the hands of David De Gea. I didn't manage to go to much games in terms of local games for me, which would have been the likes of Grimsby, Hull, Scunthorpe. I've been to see them all play. I've not been to see Lincoln though. Mount rolls it back into Sterling. Sterling, is that going to fall for Aubameyang? Oh. Whose touch was that? Diego Dalot. What a touch. If Delo's touched that, he's definitely put Aubameyang off. Aubameyang, that's a huge opportunity for Chelsea. It's really well won back. The formation change is helping wonders here. We've get on extra player in the middle, and it's just Aubameyang's poor touch. Just Aubameyang's poor touch. But just to carry on, just talking about how I became a supporter, and obviously, like I say, I used to play a lot of football myself, so I never used to be able to watch the likes of Grimsby. I used to watch Hull when they were in the Premier League. I always used to support them and follow them in particular. But Chelsea were always the team that I used to support when I was really little. My brother's a Liverpool fan, so I have a slight sort of, if it's between Man City and Liverpool, I always prefer Liverpool. As a result of that, even though my brother will rub it in that they've won the league or whatever, Champions League, whatever it may be. But that's just how it happens. When can I become a mod? It just sort of happens. If you're kicking around, I've not actually updated the mods for a little while, so I need to do that. But if you're kicking around on the stream sort of consistently, and I can trust you to make sure that everything's being moderated correctly, then you can become a mod. And I look to update some of them because some of mine are a long way out of date now from when I first started doing it. So I think Fraser and Curved are really the only two. I know Oliver comes in as well. That's a good ball into Anthony, who scored. Oh. What? Oh my God, that didn't go in. I thought that got in. I thought that, no way, I thought that got in. It's not got in. He's not scored. United won it back well. Bruno Fernandes does ever so well. It's a good ball into Anthony. And I thought he'd gone in. I thought he'd scored. He looked destined to score, Anthony. And he pulled it wide. It hit the pole that... the pole that holds up the net? It hit that. And it then came across the back and obviously rippled the net. And I was like, oh my God, he scored. He scored. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe he's missed that. It's still 0-0. It is still 0-0. We've got 1 minute of added time. Got 1 minute. It did look like it went in for... I know it did. Oh my God. I genuinely thought he'd scored there. And he's... Chelsea get away with one though. Definitely get away with one there, Chelsea. Kovacic drifts into space. Looks to roll it into Aubameyang. Is it that hard for Aubameyang? Aubameyang to try and bring that one down. My God. Right, got a little while longer, ladies and gents. Oh my God, what a ball that is. Mason Mount, can he get onto it? Not quite. It's good defensive play in the end by Diego Dalot. I didn't see him, Diego Dalot, just sort of wander in, and it looked like a fantastic ball towards Mason Mount. But that is half-time then, ladies and gents. Half-time at Stamford Bridge. If I can find my mouse. It is half-time at Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0 at half-time. Let us know your thoughts on that game so far. What we'll do is we'll have a bit of a half-time game. Ooh, I've just remembered. I need to get something from Through in my bedroom, so I will be a second. I also need the loo as well, so I'll do 2 in 1, but I'm going to go get a half-time game. Erin bought something the other day, which was like a football quiz, so I'm going to use that. We've still got the other football quiz kicking around as well. But, yeah, we'll go grab that. I'm always going to be on here, so you can trust me as a mod, mate. All right, John, I'll get it sorted. I hate it when people say support your local, support a team that you enjoy watching, and or follow your parents. That's the thing for me, Fraser, is obviously I didn't have that parental leadership, if you will, in terms of who to support as a football fan. Me and my brother, as kids, we were siblings, so we argued a lot, and probably part of the reason was to get at my brother. But I always pay attention to Grimsby and that, and if Chelsea ever for some reason just stopped, then I'd definitely look at Grimsby, and I'd look at Huddersfield and places where I've spent time and have an affiliation with, and would probably go for them now, because that's definitely the way I'd go about it. Curve says, come on Chelsea, you're on my acca. You've got them on your acca. Well, unlucky for you that, Curved. Unlucky for you that. But it is half time. And United have had the better of the opportunity so far. Right, if you just give me 2 minutes, I am going to nip to the loo. And then I'll bring through that game as well. I do just need to check on the dog as well, make sure she's not destroyed the entire house whilst I've been up here. We are born blue Chelsea supporters for the rest of our life. Exactly. It doesn't matter how you get into it, as long as you pick one team and stick with them. And of course, if you're not from around, London, and you're not from Fulham Road, or you're not from around there, then provided most people support, like if you look at different leagues and stuff, most people have a team in that league that they back. That's absolutely fine for me. That's absolutely fine. Of course, when they come to the Premier League, like Huddersfield versus Chelsea, I go back to supporting Chelsea. Absolutely. Right, I'll be back in 2 secs. Back in 2. Just checking on the dog. Right, we are back. Let's turn this light on. Got another light to turn on as well. Right, there we are. We are back. I do apologise. Oh, I should not have ran up 2 flights of stairs. Give me a minute. Right, we are back. The dog is absolutely fine. Lily's fine. So, even better. Oh my god, I'm so out of breath. It's like saying, though, someone from Australia can't support a Premier League team. Exactly, Fraser. Support who you want to support, as long as you stick to one team. That's absolutely fine by me. That's absolutely fine. God, I'm unfit. Jesus wept. I am knackered. 3 points is coming Chelsea's way. Hopefully, John, I'm desperately hoping that we can get 3 points there tonight. I think it'd be a big result, considering the form United have been in of recent. Of course, they had that disastrous result, didn't they, against Manchester City, 6-3, with 2 hat-tricks from Phil Foden and Erling Haaland. Right, let's do some Premier League quiz questions, shall we? Premier League quiz questions? Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? We can get into it. Right, are we ready for the halftime game? 1-1 is all I need. Fraser's thinking from a Liverpool perspective, of course. Right, let's get some questions fired off. Hopefully we are all ready. So, we've got some Premier League questions here. We're doing Premier League tonight, so why not? So, here is the first question. Fraser, you better be ready. You better be ready and waiting for this. John, I'm expecting big things. Brain, If you're still here, expecting big things for you, lad. Expecting big things. Here is the first question. As of January 2020, which player has scored the most Premier League hat-tricks with 12? Which player has scored the most Premier League hat-tricks with 12? Let's test your knowledge. Let's test your... Haaland. Honestly, Fraser, at this point it wouldn't surprise me. But no, it isn't Haaland. John's gone with Sterling. It is not Sterling. You're closer, though. You are a little bit closer. I'll give you a hint there. You are a little bit closer. This player used to play for one of the teams that Sterling has played for. Is that a good enough clue? Potentially. We got any more ideas before I narrow it down? Fraser's gone with Salah. John's gone John Terry. Imagine if it was John Terry. De Bruyne. It's not Salah. It's not De Bruyne. You're missing a big name here. A big name. The player is also retired. That's my final clue. Frank Lampard, good shout that. Stevie G. No, Stevie G didn't score that many goals in his career. Lampard could have definitely been a good question. He's a striker. De Bruyne's gone with Brain. I mean, De Bruyne might have picked Brain, but Brain's picked De Bruyne. Stevie G. He's a striker. He's retired recently. Couple of seasons ago, used to play for one of the teams that Sterling's played for. He's also played in the same teams as De Bruyne. I'll give you 10 more seconds to see if you can guess it. Come on, lads, you've got this. You're going to kick yourself. The amount of players that you haven't named here is unreal. The amount of players you haven't named here. Like if I said he's played for Aguero! Finally, Fraser. Thank you very much, Fraser. Thank you very much. Yes, it was Sergio Aguero. He netted his 12th for Manchester City in January 2020 versus Aston Villa. So it was Sergio Aguero who's got the most Premier League hat-tricks. Good stuff. Well in, Fraser. 1-0 to Fraser, I guess is what we are going to say. Here's an easy one for you. Should all know the answer to this one. God, if you don't, I feel a bit bad for you for now saying that. But which ex-Arsenal player was appointed manager of the club in 2019? Which ex-Arsenal player was appointed manager of the club in 2019? 2019. Let's hear it from the back. Let's hear it on the back. Evening to Max. You've just joined for half time, Max. So let's get you involved. We're doing a bit of a quiz. The question is, which ex-Arsenal player was appointed manager of the club in 2019? No worries, Max. No worries, lad. Yes, absolutely. It is Mikel Arteta. 2019. He's been there. He's been in the job 3 years now. Good going, Mikel Arteta. He definitely outlasted. What was the debate? Was it him, Lampard and Ole? Was that the debate? It was something like that, wasn't it? It was something like that. Next up, let's choose one which I think you guys will know. Which players shared the Premier League Golden Boot at the end of the 2018-2019 season? That is your next question. Which players shared the Premier League Golden Boot at the end of the 2018-2019 season? There's a little bit of a clue there with players, but who did they share them with? Who did they share them with? Let's have a look. Let's see what everyone's saying. Fraser's very confident that he's got that one right there. Let's see what everyone else has to say. Brain has gone with Kane and Salah. John's gone with Harry Kane just by himself. Max has gone Salah, Mane and Aubameyang. Fraser has also gone Aubameyang, Salah and Mane. And you are correct. It is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. And Mohamed Salah as well. So, congrats to Fraser and to... God, Max, your name went from my head there. Max, I nearly called you George. I think that was the problem. And Max as well. Let's have a look. Next one. I don't think that stat is still right, is it? Oh, no, it is. I'm stupid. It is, yes. In May of 2019... No, it's not still right. No, it's not. Ignoring the Arsenal player who made his debut the other week, who was the youngest ever. In May 2019, who became the youngest ever player to make a Premier League appearance? Completely ignore the Arsenal player the other day, because obviously these were made before that. Completely ignore that. Who was the previous one? Who was the previous one? I'll give you a clue. He's played today. He has played today. You can call me either. Yes, you're right. Of course Fraser gets that one. Of course Fraser gets that one. Harvey Elliott was, when he played for Fulham, forget he played for Fulham, was 16 years and 30 days. 16 years and 30 days, Harvey Elliott. So very young at that age. Harry Kane won the Premier League Golden Boot in 2016 and 2015-16, 2016-17. Who was the last English footballer to win it before then? Oh, what a corker of a question. I'm not even sure Fraser and Max are going to know who this player is. So I'm looking for a few of you guys who are maybe a little bit older. I don't think I'd have got this in a month of Sundays. I don't think this would have been where my brain went to. Jamie Vardy. No, Jamie Vardy didn't win it before Harry Kane. He won it after Harry Kane, but he didn't win it before. In fact, that season, the 2015-16, I do believe is the one where Leicester do win the league. No, I don't know. Say that again. Harry Kane won the Premier League Golden Boot in 2015-16 and 2016-17. Who was the last English footballer to win it before then? Before then. Alan something. It wasn't Alan Shearer. The answer, and this will take you by surprise, was Kevin Phillips. Kevin Phillips, he won it with Sunderland in 1999-2000 season. So that's how long it had been. That's how long it had been, because you'd had, Thierry Henry. In that time, you've had Luis Suarez. Aguero won one. I'm sure Fernando Torres must have won one at one point. Drogba, Anelka, potentially as well. I'm sure they were all in there kicking around. Who are you? Robbie Fowler. VJ's just joined as well. Such an intriguing fixture. Most certainly is. Great to see you, VJ. And thank you for subscribing as well. New subscriber, got the little dancing dinosaur at the top. We're a moment away here, guys, from starting again in this second half. I need to get myself over to my timer and get that set up. I can change the thing really quick. But we are getting ourselves underway for the second half. As VJ says, an intriguing fixture. Chelsea have already made a sub in this game, which... Yay, dinosaur. Exactly, Max, exactly. But Chelsea have already made a sub in this game, which is really interesting, and it's already changed the way that Chelsea have been playing in this game. And there we are. Thank you to everyone who did play the halftime game. Hopefully you did enjoy something a little bit different. I don't know how many goals... Max, can you fact check how many goals Kevin Phillips scored in the 1999-2000 season for Sunderland? Let's see how Chelsea start the second half then, as Jorginho looks to clip one forward. Can't believe we made a sub in the 35th minute. I mean, it's worked so far, hasn't it? It has worked so far. VJ, let us know your thoughts, mate. As the new subscriber to the channel, what have your thoughts been to the first half and Chelsea's early substitution? Let's turn the background sound back on again. I don't know how many he would have scored, Kevin Phillips. And I remember there was one season he scored an absolute ton, but I don't know if he just won it on like 18 or something like that. Yeah, that's a really good note actually from the commentator there, talking about if this were to end in a draw, it really falls into the hands of Spurs there to sort of pull away and move that gap away. Of course, Spurs have played an extra game at this point than Chelsea and Manchester United. Jorginho looks to whip one in towards the box there, headed clear by 2 feet tall Martinez. It goes back out wide to Azpilicueta once again, who rolls it into Loftus-Cheek. Chelsea playing a 4-1-2-1-2 at the moment, thanks to a early change in the 36th minute, taking off Marc Cucurella from Graham Potter and bringing on Mateo Kovacic. So Chelsea setting up differently to what they did at the beginning of the first half. Poor pass there from Azpilicueta. United able to get on the ball as, oh my gosh, that's a great ball. Is Kepa going to get there first? Oh, well played, Kepa. Skins Anthony, calm as you like. That's what we like to see, Kepa. That is what we like to see. Thiago Silva playing a couple of 1-2s. Chelsea, calm as you like, playing out from the back here. I should probably be a little bit more nervous, but for some reason, Kepa just looks like a man on a mission tonight, and he looks ever so calm, ever so composed. VJ says, I'm guessing 1-1, but if my FPL is anything to go, it won't be. Absolutely, VJ. If you want to join our league as well, that is scrolling across the bottom, the league code. There's a lot of the lads in here who are in this sort of community, who are in that league. I think there's about 30 of us in there. If you fancy joining that, VJ, it's scrolling across the bottom like right now. That is the code for you. 30 goals, impressive. I did think it was a lot of goals. Kevin Phillips has scored that season. He was quite a prolific striker at times, Kevin Phillips. At times he was a prolific striker, as Mason Mount looks to burst down the left-hand side. He thought he was going to get himself a throw in there, and referee's giving it the other way. Why does Potter prefer Kepa? I don't know, but he looks in fantastic form. To be honest, I think part of it may be down to the fact that Mendy hasn't been, over the last, well, if you were to say the last 10 games, in terms of Mendy's games that he's played, a few mistakes have started to creep in. Oh, that's found Loftus-Cheek at the edge of the box, and shot taking a deflection out for a corner. Yeah, over the last sort of 10 games that he'd played, he'd started to have a few mistakes creep in. Of course, you cast your mind back to the Real Madrid games. He made a couple of mistakes there against Leeds. He made an absolute howler. So maybe that's part of it. And of course, Kepa tonight and over the last few, particularly the last 4 games, has been fantastic. So as long as Kepa keeps performing, I'm going to keep backing what Graham Potter's doing. Been impressed with Graham Potter. It's corner taken short. I know it's a corner taken quickly there. I don't want to use those. Don't want to use those words for nothing. And that's gone out of play over the top. Fred looks like he's coming on for Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is giving him his tactics for tonight. Fred, who was a staple player last season, who actually put in some good performances. To be fair, Fred, he actually did put in some good performances over the last season. I think he gets a lot of disrespect, really, Fred does, because he's not a star man, really, is he? I would watch the F1, but I need to sleep. I've got a game tomorrow. Good luck for the game tomorrow, but that's absolutely fine. Drop us a like then, Max. Drop us a like. But 30 goals is unreal. Thoughts on Van Dijk unbeaten at home in 70 games? That is pretty mental. That is pretty mental. I assume that Van Dijk was out when you guys started losing. When was it? When you won the league and Watford beat you and stuff like that. I assume he was still out injured at that point. Or was he? I don't know. I can't remember when that was now. Feels like a long time ago. But it is a pretty insane stat, to be fair. But he's unbeaten at home for 0 games. Away from home, sorry, for 0 games, because he got beaten today, so who cares, really? Who cares? Here is Luke Shaw, rolls it down the line to Jadon Sancho, and Sancho looked for that return there and just slightly overhit that as he looked for his England teammate. It's good to see the English players working down that left-hand side. It'll obviously pose a few questions for Gareth Southgate, as Southgate looks to try bring in a few of these Manchester United players as they look to find a little bit of form. Fred is coming on for Jadon Sancho, so that poor pass will be his final contribution to tonight's game. 51 minutes on the clock. The Brazilian midfielder Fred, who of course they bought for 50 million a few years ago from Shakhtar Donetsk, is going to be coming on. Yeah, like I say, Gareth Southgate will be watching this, particularly this game, with a bit of a keen eye, really, won't he? Because if you're Manchester United or if you're Chelsea, you've got a lot of English talent in here. You look at Mason Mount, you look at Ben Chilwell, Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well, Sterling. There's plenty there. Trevor Chalobah as well, who will still be, if he can get a good run in over the next 3 games. We'll be thinking, with the injury problems in defence, maybe he can get himself a backup position, if you will. And then, of course, United, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford. You've got Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire, who aren't playing tonight. So Gareth Southgate will be looking at this game with quite a lot of impetus and looking and trying to decide where he gets the players from. And, of course, playing players together at club football and then having them in your squad later on in international football always helps you as well. In front of the fans, the last team to beat us was Crystal Palace in 2017. That is a long time. That is a long time, Fraser. Fraser's going to watch the F1. Nice one, Fraser. I'm going to need you to talk to me because it's going to be late. It's going to be late. So if there are people, I know Mish said he'll be kicking around a bit later on. I'm just going to chill out, really. Might have a drink, chill out and watch the F1. And I thought, I'm going to do that at home anyway. I'm not able to stream tomorrow, so I thought, why not have a bit of a later one tonight and, stream the F1. Why not? Knowing my luck, there'll be a red flag and then there will be nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. Ooh, right. 53 minutes on the clock. Come on, Chelsea, let's up this. So United have changed their formation. That's a good ball from Luke Shaw into Marcus Rashford as a result of... Have they changed their formation, or has Bruno Fernandes just moved out wide? I think Bruno has just moved out wide there, actually, and they're desperately appealing there for a corner ball. They think that must have taken a deflection off the Chelsea defender, but the referee says otherwise. And Bruno Fernandes is right to feel aggrieved there. Definitely right. Oh, he definitely had a point there because Trevor Chalobah's put in an excellent little toe there. I'm not quite sure how the referee didn't see that one, but I'm not going to complain. It benefits Chelsea. God, I've got so many lights on in here. Scooby-Doo looks well creepy. I have a Scooby-Doo over there. Can I turn my camera around? But it looks well creepy. Let's see if I can turn it around. He's got like a halo. It's well creepy. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Right. There we are. There we are. Is that back? Yeah, there we are. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Someone needs to score, so I'm a bit less distracted. Haven't seen Chalobah in ages, not going to lie. He's played the last couple for Chelsea, but he did drop out of the team, particularly under Thomas Tuchel early on in the season. But with a couple of injuries and a couple of players out, he's managed to find his way back in, I must say. Loftus-Cheek just fouled there. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Max. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It does also speak. It's kind of creepy. Let me see if I can... Does the mic reach? You might be able to hear this. There you are. He also speaks as well. So we'll go to Scooby-Doo. He can be Jeff Shreves for tonight. God, this is the quality content you sign up for on the SRL channel. Sterling, good touch there to find Aubameyang. Aubameyang with a better touch to take it away. Goes down that left-hand side, skips past Martinez. Martinez sold himself there, Martinez. Really sold himself. Here's Kovacic, rolls it in towards Sterling. Sterling tries to pull that back across the box, looking for Loftus-Cheek. Maybe should have just had it himself. They've won the ball back here, Chelsea. And they've given a foul. Take your time, ref, to give the foul. I tell you what, take your time, lad. Take your time. That's a creepy laugh, it is. Going to Plymouth Tuesday night to watch Argyle. Fair enough. Enjoy. Enjoy. I'm not sure who's gone down there for Manchester United. I think it's Rafa Varane. It is. Who's gone down at the edge of the box. I'm not sure there was too much in it, to be honest. Oh, right. Okay. Aubameyang, as he skips past him, Aubameyang's toe touches, I can only describe it as touches Varane's foot. And he's made an absolute meal of that. Maybe a stud on top of the foot, but Varane's made an absolute meal of it. And I'm sure United would have been complaining had Chelsea scored. But he's made an absolute meal of it, I tell you what. I used to play with a toy boat and it made noises. I took it in the bath one night and in the middle of the night it started making noises and my parents had to put cushions around it. That is the weirdest story I think I've ever heard. I used to have and this is going to be a bit of a blast from the past, if anyone remembers this, do let me know. But I used to have a Tracy Island Thunderbirds like island thing. It was a toy. Sorry, just whilst Varane's down here, Lindelof looking to come on, we might as well talk about toys we had as a kid. No, not that kind of toy. Get your head out the gutter. But yeah, there was Tracy Island, and that you used to be able to push stuff, and it would like say the people's catchphrase from Thunderbirds. And I remember it was in this room, and my old bedroom used to be downstairs. And I just heard it one night go, Mr. Tracy, I have an idea. And it was the most creepy thing. And ever since that moment, it's been out in the garage. And that must have been about 15 years ago, maybe even longer. It's just been out in the garage the whole time. Out in the garage the whole time. Max is sitting right next to me, dog, not Max here. No, Max is sitting next to you. Oh, Rafa Varane gets a good kiss there. I'm not sure what Varane has done here. He's crying and he seems like he's in a lot of pain. But I have no sympathy because of the way he went down. The way he went down, he looked as if he'd been shot. He is going to be coming off and Lindelof will be going on, which I'm sure can probably only benefit. Brains just said exactly what I was thinking. Varane, grow up, you big baby. And I don't know why he's... Number one, I don't know why he's crying. Has he pulled a muscle there? Is that what he's worried about? Is he going to miss the World Cup? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Surely there wasn't enough there for a man of his stature in Rafa Varane to have gone down. Oh, and now you've... now he punched the corner flag. And you don't want to know the hand gestures the Chelsea fans behind the goals were giving to him when he did that. I have no clue what injury he's even done. I have no clue. I genuinely have no clue. Like I say, it just looked like Aubameyang just accidentally, like, his toe just sort of caught him. But the way he fell, he just sort of went doof like that and just hit the floor. It's strange. Very strange. But United made their second sub then with Victor Lindelof coming on. Of course, the first one being Fred. I didn't mean for that to sound quite so sarcastic. Being Fred. Oh, Sterling wins that back nicely. Takes it away from Casemiro. His pace just a little bit exposed there. Raheem Sterling rolls it into Aubameyang. Aubameyang going to try to go to the byline. Is he going to try and pull that one back? It's a good piece of defending there by Diego Dalot. Fred LMAO. I know. How many likes are we on? Have we got to that magical 15 likes yet, ladies and gents? Have we got there? We're one away. Can we get ourselves to 15 likes? That would be absolutely fantastic if we could. It's going to be a throw into Chelsea deep inside the Manchester United half. I don't know why I paused so much when I said that. 15 likes on my screen. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you to everyone who has smashed that like button for us. That's a good tackle from Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Bruno Fernandes rolls it into Fred. Fred, great vision from the Brazilian. Finds Anthony out on that right-hand side. Into Christian Eriksen. Eriksen into Fred. Fred with the overlap. Fred shoots. And he should have maybe chose a different option there. But to be honest with you, no one in a Chelsea blue pressured him. No one in Chelsea blue pressured him whatsoever. It was a good counter-attack there for Manchester United. Used the full width of the pitch, but Fred's not the player you want to be having a shot there. He's got the likes of Bruno Fernandes. He's even got Luke Shaw, who we know can do a pile driver at the edge of the box. And, he's made the wrong decision there. But fundamentally, you don't know it's the wrong decision until you do it yourself. Lindelof covers Raheem Sterling there as he looks to push one forward, and we can find Thiago Silva though. Thiago Silva looks calm and composed at the back as always. Mendy passed it to Fred. Fred passed it back to him. I remember that so much. I proper panicked, and it's like you hear the commentators be like, "Mendy's made a mistake. He's given it to Fred. Is this going to be it?" And then it just ends up back in Mendy's hands as if it was just like a 1-2. Oh, God. Oh, that was a quality moment. Thank you for reminding me of that, Max. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. It was brilliant. Starting to look like a 0-0 draw or 1-0. We'll settle from either club. Yeah, it does seem to be that way at the minute, Brain. But all it takes is that one goal. If the goal comes sooner rather than later, it could really electrify this game, and we could be on for a competitive final 30 minutes. But at the moment, things are just a little bit too slow. But it does look like it is on a knife edge in the same instance as Kovacic finds Aubameyang back into Kovacic, who goes out wide this time to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell up against Diego Dalot, but Dalot does really good. Really good. Who would have thought I have a A-level in English when I go really good as my descriptive word. Thiago Silva is going to roll that one back all the way to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Remember Jorginho last game? Last game? What do you mean last game? Is it against Brentford, or is in the last game against Manchester United? Because I have no chance of remembering that. I have no chance. That United kit, I tell you what, is quite smart. It's quite smart. I'll give United that. That being said, I quite like Chelsea's home kit this year. I also love Chelsea's away kit actually as well. Chelsea's away kit is one of my favourites. We've had for a long time. I've got this. This is my new Chelsea top. I got this for my birthday. You can get them from the store at Stamford Bridge. You can get like retro shirts and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sure, he won't let you down. There are other deodorant brands. Bruno Fernandes. I'm glad I make myself laugh, because if I didn't make myself laugh, then at least I wouldn't have a good time. Sterling looks for a nutmeg there. Oh no, Martinez, and Martinez has done well. Has Chelsea's third kit come out? It has actually. It came out because of FIFA, I do believe. Chelsea away is like love or hate Marmite. It definitely is. I think it's yellow. Maybe wrong. What? Maybe you're ahead of me, Max. Maybe you're ahead of me. Aspilicueta into... Oh, the away kit. Sorry. The away kit. I was really confused there. The away kit, that's what you're on about. Maybe Pulisic can make the difference. I don't think I've ever been that positive about Pulisic making a difference. He seems to be really out of form at the moment, Christian Pulisic. I'm hoping he'll prove me wrong. Here's Mason Mount into Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who whips that one across the box, and that's off the head of Luke Shaw and behind. Precisely, Max. You know me. You know me. Someone's got to be my biggest fan. It just happens to be me. done it again. Right, Chelsea corner then. 66 minutes on the clock. I feel like in the first half I'm always dead professional. Someone's getting their belly out behind the camera, for God's sake. In the first half, it's whipped in there by Ben Chilwell, headed clear. As far as Kovacic, I had flashbacks to Kovacic versus Liverpool then when that fell to him. There's Bernardo Fernandes is what I was going to say there. Bruno Fernandes clears the ball up the field. Good touch there by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. It's clipped off Chile man. Jorginho drops it back to Chalobah. I was going to say Chalobah's had a... do you have dogs 23? Why did you say 23 at the end? I do have a dog. There is a dog downstairs who is waiting for me. I've actually left the stream on so that she knows I'm there, so that she doesn't feel quite so lonely. Is that sad? I think that's kind of sad. Chelsea need to get the ball to Aubameyang's feet. They do. Aubameyang looks really good on the ball at the moment. He looks really good on the ball. Here is Christian Eriksen. Hashtag bring back Milo, Max. Bruno Fernandes looking for a great ball there. That would have had to be a Hollywood ball to find Marcus Rashford. Antony with a useless piece of skill. Into Eriksen, who was looking for Marcus Rashford. Antony's just a bit of a showboater, isn't he? I think that's the best way to say it. He's got that Brazilian samba flair, but he is just a showboater. And yeah, like there, he just sort of dragged the ball back. Let the dog come on the stream. I can't, because she's all the way downstairs and she's not allowed upstairs. Lily's not allowed upstairs and she's cut her ear at the moment, so we don't want blood going all over the carpets and stuff. Kovacic turns into some space, appeals for a foul there from the Manchester United fouls. Referee waves them away. Here is Raheem Sterling, who just got himself caught under his own feet there. It's managed to find its way back to Kovacic again, who drives into space. He's going to look for Mason Mount. Good touch and turn from Mason Mount, but good defensive play. I think that was Martinez in there with a good piece of defensive play. It's starting to open up now. This is just about to get good, I can tell you that now. Antony trying to get away from his opposite number, Ben Chilwell. He is such a showboat, isn't he? Antony, the way he just stood there and flicked that away from Jorginho, that would have wound me right up. I tell you what, if he'd have done that to me, I'd have just snapped him. Jorginho's a bigger man than me, clearly. He's a bigger man than me. Do you have FIFA 23, not Dogs 23? No, I'm a big fan of Dogs 22, actually, Max. That was the one I preferred. FIFA 23, no, I don't have it at the minute. Don't have it. I'm kind of waiting for the price to drop down to be a bit more reasonable than it was. 70. I think it's down to like 50. If it goes below 50, then I might be tempted to, but I'm not overly bothered. Bring the dog in. Bring Lily in. Where's Milo? I have no clue where Milo is. He was never my pet. You always ask me this. He was never my pet. He just lived with us. We were looking after him. Jorginho into Mason Mount. Mount looks so much better in behind two strikers than one. Here is Raheem Sterling. He tries to get through. Is that a pen? Is that a foul in there, ref? Surely it was a free kick. Surely. Sterling was absolutely clattered there. You telling me he won the ball? Fair enough, ref. We'll wait. Mount looks forward. Good interception there by Luke Shaw. It's intercepted once again. This is getting so chaotic. I'm telling you now, this final 20 minutes is going to be well open. There's a goal coming in this game, and I don't know who it's for. Kovacic finds Sterling. Here's Ben Chilwell. Jorginho into Sterling again, and that's blocked and out of play for a Chelsea corner once again. Hoping for Curve's sake that Chelsea are able to pick up a win tonight, and of course hoping for my sake because, well, my sanity that Chelsea will pick up a win tonight. Do you have an Xbox Game Pass? It will come out on there in just under a year. I'm going to get it that way. I don't want to pay really, unless I find second hand for like 20 quid in Jan. Yeah, I'm not overly bothered about paying for it. I mean, to be fair, I don't really use my Xbox that much. I've only been... F1 2022 is free to download this weekend, by the way, Max. So I've been playing that, but I've not really played it that much. I've not been on it today, so... Honestly, this is just about to get fiery, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Provided Chelsea win, I'm here for it. Jorginho tries to flick it forward. It's a bit chaotic in there. There's a foul there on Jorginho from Fred. The ref's given it this time because Mount went down now. It is out now. Yeah, I downloaded it on Thursday. It's Thursday to Sunday. You can download it for free for the weekend. Play it a couple of times if you want. So I'd probably get downloading it right now, Max, if I were you. But don't leave the stream. Don't leave the stream. Here is Sterling, who's going to cut in, drop it back there to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell looks to get to the byline. Is that a corner for Chelsea? It most certainly is. The Chelsea pressure continues. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us. Do hit subscribe as well if you are new to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. Yes, I'm talking to you, Lily, who's in the kitchen. Lily the dog. Subscribe. This is unfair. Really unfair, Lily. She's probably so confused. She's like, I can hear him talking to me, but where is he? In comes the Chelsea corner. Whipped in by Mason Mount. Headed by Chalobah! Oh, off the crossbar! Off the crossbar. It was a great ball in from Mason Mount, and Chalobah does well. He's been held the whole time, and it's off the crossbar and over. Imagine she does it. Subscribe. Yeah, if she's got the remote in her mouth downstairs, I can't tell her off. I did tell her to subscribe. That is so close from Trevor Chalobah. It's a great header. Chelsea making another change. Let's see who it is. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is coming off. Obama who? Obama what? Is coming off, and the LeBron James of soccer is coming on, Christian Pulisic. So it looks like we're going to be playing with Sterling and Pulisic up front. Is Mount going to be a false nine here? Maybe so, maybe so. Lol. It's official, Chelsea are now going to win the match. Brain's back in it now. Brain's back in it. He said a 1-0 earlier on, and he said we needed Pulisic, and so Brain is confident it's going to happen. I would only download it if it's permanent F1. Oh, Max, don't be a spoil sport. You can play it all tomorrow. You can play it all tomorrow, lad. Whilst you're at football, get it downloaded, play it all tomorrow, and then you can see if you want to download it. See if you want to buy it. I think it's half price at the minute anyway. Here's Luke Shaw going down the left-hand side into... Oh, Marcus Rashford there manages to win the ball back. He's gone out onto this left-hand side here. Marcus Rashford has. It's Bruno Fernandes leading the line. I'm back. This game is so low intensity. I must agree, the last 10 minutes or so, Wiki, I thought have been much better intensity. It looks like it's just about to get itself going. Just about to get itself going. That's a long ball over the top. The trial thingy is the full game. It's not actually a trial. It's just the full game that you can download for 4 days. Looking forward to facing Chelsea November 6th. Yeah, I know. I'm not looking forward to playing Arsenal. But Man United beat Arsenal and we're currently drawing with Manchester United. So maybe that is an omen. Oh my God, good strike there from Bruno Fernandes. Good save. More than equal to it though, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Why is my watch telling me that Borussia Mönchengladbach have scored? I don't need to know that. It's a good strike from Bruno Fernandes from range there. Almost a bit of a difficult one. Bounces just a little bit in front of the Spanish goalkeeper. Yeah, I've done that as well, Max. Flabby says, yes, Wiki, bit of a snoozer. Oh, Flabby disagrees with me. In terms of like talking about, you look worse than United, though. We have in patches, first half particularly. Second half we looked better, but it's been a bit more open in the second half just generally. Rashford into Lindelof. Shaw finds, that's a lovely flick from Eriksen there, into Bruno Fernandes, back into Eriksen. Bruno Fernandes was offside in the first place. There is a 10-hour free trial, you can do it whenever. Really? Oh. I did not know that. I've never done that, so. That would have been nice from United, but Bruno Fernandes was just offside. Not your stream though, just the game. Thanks. Yeah, no, to be fair, it's been a bit of a... It's been difficult because both sides, I think, are cancelling each other out, and there's no sort of real touch of brilliance that we've seen that has caused either side to really panic or be opened up. In terms of clear-cut opportunities, Rashford's had a couple... Chelsea, if they had a couple, I mean, Aubameyang should have probably got a touch on one of them, but they've not really had that many clear-cut opportunities as a whole, neither Chelsea nor Manchester United. So, you know, it's been an interesting game so far. Still on a knife edge, though, as we go into the final 13 minutes. Bruno Fernandes! Has that ball come down? No, found the top tier there, hasn't he? He's absolutely smashed that one there, Bruno Fernandes, and that has gone miles over. Chelsea making some substitutes. So, as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, Chelsea are playing two wingers, but they're going to bring on a more out-and-out striker. Armando Broja is going to be coming on, and Karni Chukwuemeka. I don't know. Chukwuemeka? I don't know how you pronounce his name. I don't know how you say his name. I really don't. But he is coming on as well. Not sure who for yet. The substitutions will be happening in a little while. Might be happening now that Kepa Arrizabalaga's goal kick was only able to find the edge of the pitch, and it is going to be Raheem Sterling. His day is done for today, the Englishman. Not a bad game for Raheem Sterling, but he's been a little bit quiet, I must say. Yet to see a real spark of brilliance from Raheem Sterling in this game. And the next person coming off is Ruben Loftus-Cheek for Chukwuemeka. Try spelling his name when you're drunk, I dare you. So Broja comes on, Karni Chukwuemeka, whose name I still can't pronounce. Who is that number 30? He used to play for Aston Villa. I'm sure Josh Ring will tell you. A good young talent that Chelsea bought over the summer. There was a couple of younger players that Chelsea bought for a bit cheaper, and he was one of them. But he managed to keep his place in the squad. He was looking to fight for it. And Graham Potter seems to be quite fond of him as well, as Christian Eriksen tries to whip in a ball there. Goes out of play though for a Chelsea goal kick. Great to see Christian Eriksen back in the Premier League though, isn't it? The roller coaster of the final 2 years that Christian Eriksen's had. It's great to see him back and playing some good football at a high level as well. So there's a couple more substitutes on their way onto the pitch. This time for Erik ten Hag. You've got Scott McTominay, who was 5'6" until he was 17. He then had a growth spurt, and now he is 6'5". That is apparently the story about Scott McTominay and his height. Christian Eriksen will be coming off for the Scottish international, and then the other one is Anthony Elanga, who is going to be coming on. I assume that will be for one of the more attacking players. Number 10 is coming off. Who is number 10 for Manchester United? That's a very good question. Number 10 for Manchester United? Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford will be coming on. Lol, what is that McTominay fact? I saw it online. I mean, don't believe everything you read online, but I did see it online. So, if it is a true fact, then there you are. It is pretty impressive. You know, some people are late bloomers. Ben Chilwell, great touch there to bring the ball down. Who knows? I'm 23. I could still... No, I couldn't still have a growth spurt. Imagine if I had a growth spurt, Jesus. I'm good with numbers, Quiz Sam, like football numbers, not maths. Lol. Come on then, Chelsea. Final 10 minutes on the clock here. Is anyone going to go home with 3 points tonight? Or are we a point apiece? Is that a fair result following tonight's action? They might have subbed each other into submission. What? Why did the commentator just say that? Dalot, great run forward. Jorginho's done well though, and that's gone back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't know what that means. They've subbed each other into submission. What? Luke Shaw finds McTominay, who looks for Bruno Fernandes there. Mason Mount's walked himself into trouble there. I don't know what he was thinking there. That's a good flick from Anthony, who finds Casemiro, who's now out on that right-hand side. Casemiro drops it back. United just seem to be quite negative at the moment. You reckon you got the most subs in your school? I mean, Fraser, I'd be surprised if anyone has more subscribers than you. I would be very surprised. 50,000 is mental, mate. You're doing fantastic, lad. Here goes Chukwuemeka. Oh, the ball's a bit hard. Goes out wide to Armando Broja. Here is Broja. That's good defending there by Martinez. He definitely looks short against Armando Broja. I got mocks coming up soon. Good luck, Fraser. Good luck. Does that mean you're in your GCSE year now? I assume it does. Looks like Potter and Ten Hag both agreed on a 0-0 before the start of the match. They're cancelling each other out at the moment. They cancel it. I think it'll be a moment of magic. I think it'll be a moment of magic, if I'm honest with you, that separates the two sides tonight. If anything changes, it definitely will be a moment of magic or someone switching off. Chelsea with another corner. Not long left to go whatsoever. Come on, Chelsea. Ben Chilwell goes over to take this corner. It's whipped in. Is there a foul in there? Yes, he's given a penalty. Armando Broja went down in the box and I hesitated. I did hesitate because I didn't see the full thing. Obviously, the ball being whipped in. Scott McTominay pleads his innocence. They were both pushing and shoving each other. There's a bit of afters here. Lisandro Martinez, of course, in there again. He's holding him. He's holding him. He's pulling him. And Armando Broja goes down. Scott McTominay's the man who, he's the man who headed the ball clear. The argument is there. Scott McTominay doesn't do that. Armando Broja gets his head on it. He's manhandling him. It's like England in the 2018 World Cup. You're just dragging a player down for no reason whatsoever. And it is a penalty. Scott McTominay, instant impact, but not the kind of impact that Erik ten Hag would have wanted. Bruno Fernandes pleads his innocence. But I don't think that's going to be overturned whatsoever. I cannot imagine that being overturned. I cannot imagine who's taking the bloody penalty, to be honest with you. Oh, Jorginho. I forgot about him. Oh, God. I panicked so hard then, thinking it'd be like Broja or someone like that. I proper panicked there. Still looking at VAR at the moment. I predict where he's going. I'm saying right or middle. Fine, right. Max, you can't say two places. I reckon he will attempt to kick the ball at the goal. That's what I'm going with. Oh, don't say that, Fraser. Don't say that. Don't say he's going to miss it. We need this. Come on, Chelsea. Come on, Georgie. Not you, Max. Come on, Georgie. Bruno Fernandes whispering sweet nothing in the ear of David De Gea. Whatever that may be. I'm sure we will find out in a moment. So, it is a penalty. It's Jorginho against David De Gea. Italy versus Spain. This could decide the game and potentially have repercussions further down the line. It's Jorginho against David De Gea. Jorginho steps up and he puts it in the bottom corner. Come on! Jorginho makes it Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. And Chelsea get their noses in front. Come on! Get in. That's what we needed. That's what we wanted. Jorginho opens the scoring for Chelsea. Potentially against a run of play. Potentially. But it was a nice finish from Jorginho. Calm as always on the penalties from Jorginho. And you know the drill. When Jorginho steps up, it's very rare that Jorginho misses the penalty spot. And once again, he finds the penalty spot. David De Gea goes the wrong way. It's a lottery. No criticism of David De Gea. Criticism, though, of Scott McTominay. Silly. Very silly to manhandle Armando Broja like that. Very silly. And Jorginho, in the dying minutes, has put Chelsea 1-0 up. And now the question is, where do we go from here? We're going to have a couple of minutes of added time because it took us a while to get that sorted out. But United will be wanting to get themselves back into this game as soon as possible. We're going to have a fiery final 5 minutes here. That was a lot of Fs. For Manchester United as they look to try and get what they think they will deserve, a point. And you must say, it feels like they should have deserved a point. Fraser's saying still needs a 1-1. The ball floated in there towards McTominay, who's got a fresh fade and fresh from giving away a foul. We're going to watch the penalty once again. Yeah, there's no need to hold him there. There's really no need to hold him there. Casemiro would have headed it anyway. And Jorginho stepped up and rolled it in that bottom corner. Calm as you like from Jorginho. Calm as you like. The Chelsea fans in full voice now. Absolutely in full voice now. Can Chelsea hold on and get us over the line? It would be a massive 3 points for Chelsea so far. And, you know, a good amount of points to take, like Wiki says, to Arsenal on November the 6th, and would definitely be what Chelsea would need. Ten Hag self-inflicted wound, dropping Ronaldo. I don't know how I predict pens. I did with Salah and I did with Jorginho. Fair enough, Max. Azpilicueta wins that one back. Pulisic is going to keep moving forward. There's definitely a foul there on Azpilicueta. Here is Pulisic, good feet to try and get away from his man. Is man going to put it out? No, he's just decided instead to have a shove of Fred and get himself a throw-in instead. Luke Shaw gets himself into the book for that foul on Cesar Azpilicueta. Was a little bit unneeded, to be honest, from Luke Shaw. It was like Azpilicueta didn't even have the ball at that point. I don't know why he's tried to. Pulisic had the ball anyway. It was a little bit daft from Luke Shaw. He was always going to go in the book for that. Always going to go in the book for that. And he gets himself on a yellow card there. Erik ten Hag looking on, wondering what more could his side have done in this game. But as it stands, Chelsea going to take 3 points off Manchester United tonight. There are 6 minutes. 6! 6! Jesus, 6 minutes of added time. Well, we need a second. Armando Broja tries to win the ball there. Chukwuemeka tries to nick the ball off Casemiro. Casemiro, not really noticed him in this game for the most part. He's knocked long towards Anthony Elanga, but Jorginho able to gather. Drops it into Christian Pulisic. Here's Mason Mount. Mount's going to roll that one back down the line towards Pulisic, who's got plenty of space here. Christian Pulisic. Is he fouled there, Christian Pulisic? Linesman says he is. Martinez fouls Christian Pulisic. Is it a throw-in or is it a foul? It most certainly is a foul. Are Chelsea going to take the shot? Are they actually going to commit people forward? That is the question. It's a bit of an awkward one because you've got 5 minutes left, but you're the ones who've scored the goal. So it's a bit of an awkward one for Chelsea. As Armando Broja tries to force them into a mistake. Mount nearly nicks the ball back off Anthony Elanga there. Here is Elanga, who's going to try burst free. He's got away from Jorginho, who's just fouled him there. He knew what he had to do. Azpilicueta tried it. Jorginho fouled him. Tactical foul. 6 minutes extra time because of Varane's crybaby moment. It probably is because of that brain. It probably is. A couple of minutes as well, of course, for the penalty. And Martinez, man, he needs to get a grip. He's got the biggest little man syndrome I've ever seen in my life. He's just gone up to Jorginho for no reason whatsoever and just shoved him on the floor. He's got the biggest little man syndrome in the world, Lisandro Martinez. Is that his name? I think it's his name. I don't really care. He's 5'9". Bruno Fernandes looking to whip that one in. Headed clear by Thiago Silva, only as far as McSauce. United throw in. United need to up it a little bit. I honestly, I'm starting to despise Martinez, and I've only watched him for 90 minutes. Kovacic clears all the way up to the halfway line. Fred's going to have to rebuild for Manchester United. Good little flick there by Luke Shaw to find a little bit of space. He played the ball in behind towards Anthony Elanga. Elanga pulls it back across the face, and there was no one in there to get a touch. It comes all the way out to Diego Dalot. Dalot pulls it across the box, cleared by Thiago Silva, and out for another United throw-in. Chelsea resisting at the moment. It's going to be a long throw from Diego Dalot. That might fall to Elanga. It's cleared there by Mount. Here's Luke Shaw, who's going to clip one forward. Shaw in towards the box. Has that got in? Oh, it's off the post. Has it got in? No, it's gone in. It's gone in. It's 1-1. It's gone in. I don't know who it was. I think it's Casemiro. I don't know who it is. It hit the post. It bounced across the line. I thought Kepa had saved it. I don't know how that's gone in. I do not know how that has gone in. We'll have to see the replay. It was a bit of chaos. Casemiro celebrates. Puts his head to Fred's for some reason. That was really romantic. That was really cute. But I don't know why they've done it. Let's watch it again. So it comes off Casemiro. The first bounce off the post. Is that in? That doesn't look in. Goal line technology has definitely saved them there, because I'm not sure they're giving that if... Is that in? I want to see the, the graphic where you can see where the ball is in relation, because that is millimetres. Literal millimetres from not being in. That must be the smallest margin. Looks like on the line. They can't VAR it if the goal line technology says so. The goal line technology says so. It's annoying from a Chelsea perspective. Kepa finally beaten. He's gone hours without conceding a goal. Kepa. And it's the most freakish goal, like Brain says. It's a freak goal, that. The way that it finds its way into the back of the net. Azpilicueta looking forward towards Armando Broja. Mount tries to get the ball down. That might fall to Broja. He just needs to look up a little bit, though, Armando Broja. There's a couple of players around him here. But we've got about 30 seconds left of time, maybe an extra minute. Fraser 1-1. I put it on Discord. You didn't put it in the chat though, Max. You didn't put it in the chat. You weren't around to put it in the chat, mate. You weren't around, so it doesn't help. Heartbreak for Chelsea. Yeah. Yeah, flabby. Yeah. Unfortunately, 90 plus 4. 90 plus 4. I need to update the bottom bit, don't I? 90 plus 4, that. There it is. That is full time then, ladies and gents. That is full time. And it's Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. The goal, late goal. It was the late show. Not with James Corden tonight, but with Casemiro coming up clutch for Manchester United. Heartbreak for Chelsea. But 4 minutes of stoppage time is what it took. If Rafa Varane hadn't been rolling around like a baby on the floor, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have had that opportunity there. But Casemiro does equalise for Chelsea. For Manchester United against Chelsea. I'm not convinced that went in. Yeah, just seeing the graphic. Yeah, I think I'd have to see the graphic to see if it goes in, to be honest. It's so close. It's a matter of millimetres. I mean, I can't really argue with it. If the button says it, most of the time it's correct. It is correct. And, you know, is it any more than what United deserve tonight or any less than United deserve tonight? I don't think so. I don't think it's any less than United deserve tonight. I think for massive periods there, Manchester United were the better side, and it was quite a long period, particularly first half. They were better, maybe even opening 60 minutes. Chelsea then got themselves into the game. Of course, things changed as well when Kovacic came on in the 35th minute. The momentum shifted, but United did look maybe a little bit better. A 1-1 result, I will take it. It's heartbreak because we were so close to having a 1-0 win. You know, literally a matter of millimetres, but that's the fine margins that football goes down to nowadays. It goes down to those fine margins, doesn't it? You know, you see it so many times between the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, these fine margins that football falls down to, and we've seen one tonight. Who knows where that might get Manchester United at the end of the season. Chelsea won, Manchester United won. Probably the fair result over the course of the game. We got some late drama. That's what I wanted. But I was hoping it'd fall a little bit more favourably to Chelsea. Header as well. On any other day, I'd be happy. But to lose in a certain manner is bad. It's annoying to lose the points there late on. I can't really complain because Chelsea kept themselves in. Like I said, they've not played well. They've not played well tonight. They got the bit of the luck that they needed with the penalty, and you know, it's 1-1. What more can you say? What more can you say? Right, ladies and gents, I need to eat. I've not eaten yet, so I'm going to leave you guys there. I do hope you have enjoyed this stream. I hope you have. We will be back in a little bit. We will be back in about, well, when is it? What time is it now? It's nearly 7:30. So we'll be back in just over 3 hours, and we're going to do the F1 qualifying. So do be sure to set your notification and set your reminder on that for us. Go over there, leave a comment, and yeah, let us know how you think qualifying is going for the Circuit of the Americas, the COTA GP, the US GP, but we'll be back for that in a few hours. I'm going to go eat, going to go chill out, make a graphic as well for this tonight as well. So hopefully a few of you can join me if you are still up. If not, that is absolutely fine. It'll just be me and Mish and probably Fraser, knowing my luck. And probably Fraser. Right, anyway, I shall leave you guys there. Thank you for watching, and as always, if I can get my thing to the end stream bit, as